So the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra is out, or at least for pre-order. But in this video, I want to be explaining why I will not be upgrading to the S24 Ultra. Okay, so I'll be the first one to admit that I did not watch the Samsung Unpacked event. I meant to and was going to, just kind of forgot. You know what I'm saying? It happens. But, I heard enough and seen enough from the website itself and from a few videos other creators have made as well about the 24 Ultra, explaining some of the new features and stuff like that. And even, like I said, on their own website. So this is just why I will not be upgrading from my 22 Ultra to the 24 Ultra. And that's just for the simple fact there's just not enough there to justify the price. My own personal opinion here is just not enough there to justify the price. Okay, my phone's paid off. I've had it for 2 years and the phone has worked phenomenally well. I know there has been some that's got a lot of negative things to say about it, but after on Android version 12, I admit, yeah, it has some problems. Android 13 came along, it fixed some of those problems. Android 14 came along, it's fixed even more of the issues that some were talking about that they had with their 22 Ultra. And so, I've had mine for 2 years, using it pretty often, as I made mention in the video the other day that I made about this phone here. But I did get on Samsung. I was wanting to check out the trade-in prices, what I could get and stuff like that. Now mine is the 12 gig, 512 gigabyte version 22 Ultra. I did over Black Friday do a trade-in for a 23 Ultra. I was half in my storage, but they had a deal going on, but it was a scam. That video is still coming. Someone wants to see that, so I will be making that video. Just got to find the right time when to make it. So I ended up sending that phone back to Samsung and keeping my 22 Ultra because I thought, you know what, you ain't scamming me. So, but anyway, side the point. The S24 Ultra, really nice looking phone, had the credits and everything to get this, to get that, and all that kind of cool stuff. But when they went from $11.99 price to $12.99, you were going to get the storage upgrade, 12 gigabytes of RAM, 512 for $1,300, which in my opinion is just too expensive. That's just too expensive. And it's going to offer me $650 trade-in for the 22 Ultra, which just a few months ago offered $800 for a trade-in for this phone. So they dropped it $150. And so whenever I added up everything, all the taxes and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be a difference of $740. And I thought, okay, let's just kind of think about this a little bit. And I'm going to try to make this as short as possible. But I thought, yeah, it runs the 8 Gen 1 versus the 8 Gen 3. The 8 Gen 3 is going to be more powerful. And of course, they went by, what Google did with their AI. Samsung's doing the same thing. Okay, we all know what's coming. Apple will actually probably do the same thing in about 3 years from now. Call it revolutionary and say that they done it better, or they done it first, or Apple's done that in the past. But I don't hit on Apple much on this channel because I'm not an Apple person, so I don't really use Apple devices. But anyway, moving on from that. Also, it's like the Pixel 8 and the 8 Pro given 7 years of, updates. Samsung decided to go 7 years of updates. All these manufacturers copy each other. I don't care what manufacturer they are, whether it's Samsung to Pixel, Pixel to Samsung, Apple to Samsung, or whoever. They all going to copy each other some way, form, or fashion. You're not going to outdo me. We'll match you and stuff like that. But I would say that, yeah, 7 years, most people won't be using a 24 Ultra in 7 years, a Pixel 8 or 8 Pro in 7 years. I think 5 years is good. You know, that's about the average. Most people don't even keep their phone 5 years, so why does it really even matter? But I'm kind of going off into a rant there, so I'm gonna get off of that. But the 8 Gen 3 from the 8 Gen 1. Now, yes, some has made complaints, you know, and has negative things to say about the 22 Ultra and the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, that it got overheated and the battery wasn't that great and it was throttled. If this phone was throttled any, I never really noticed it. You know what I'm saying? It always performed very well for me, you know, and even better now. This on Android 14 with One UI 6. Battery has gotten a bit better as well compared to what it was on previous Android generations. Because this had Android version 12, and Android 12 sucked on the majority of devices. We all know that. But after 13, it got better. On 14, it's even better. I may have said that already. I don't want to remember, but anyway, I said it again if I didn't. So the phone does get warm, but it's not to the extreme, okay? I wear a Ghost Tech case over it, and when it does get warm, I barely even feel it, so I really don't care. Battery could be a little bit better. Battery still is not top notch, but you know, you got a big phone here. It's put out a lot of power, a very nice display, all the goody bells and whistles. You know, yeah, the 8 Gen 1 wasn't the best on battery life, but hey, you know, I can get past that to save $740. So there we go. Next, yeah, flat display versus the curve. I hate the curved display, but is 740 worth a flat display? Not in my book. Okay, not gonna happen. They did change the camera. Now this has a 10 times optical zoom. They went to the 5 times optical zoom on the 2024 Ultra. Some like that, some don't like it. I got no problem. Fantastic cameras here. I'm fine with that. I don't care what they do with the cameras. Because honestly, probably the difference, if you take a 22 Ultra, 23 Ultra, 24 Ultra, and then a side-by-side camera comparison, they're probably going to look pretty close and pretty similar. I mean, we gotta wait for the test to come out, but I don't really expect them to be a ginormous difference in quality. Because I know between 22 Ultra and 23 Ultra, actually some pictures I've seen in a lot of situations, this one done better than the 23 Ultra. I'm just saying. And that was from some camera comparisons that I watched. The AI stuff. They're going to trickle it down to older Samsung phones. Will they go down as far as the 22 Ultra? Well, it's only 2 years old, so why wouldn't they? You know, they're probably going to trickle it down to the 23 Ultra, no doubt. And I don't see why they wouldn't do it on this one. So if they're going to offer the same AI features on 24 Ultra and this phone, then you're not really missing out nothing there. It just may not work as fast on this phone as it would on the 8 Gen 3. So really, 750, it's just not worth it for a little bit extra power in that field. You know, I don't know everything about the S24 Ultra. Okay. I don't claim to be a know-it-all when it comes to these phones and what it can do and what all. I don't know. I know it has the same charging speed as the 22 Ultra, 45 watt charging, which is fine. I got no problem with that. You know, I know a lot of us are spoilt with 80 watt, 120 watt, or whatever, but that's just going to damage your battery in the long run. So, you know, like with Pixel with 30 watt, Samsung with 45 watt, it's not going to hurt the battery quite as bad or as fast, and kind of preserve that battery life a little bit. So same with that. Got the S Pen, probably does the exact same thing as well. Type C, all that stuff. And of course the screen does get brighter on the 24 Ultra than the 22 Ultra. But is it worth 740 for that extra brightness? No, it's not. Okay. This display is beautiful. I mean, it just is. This is one of the best displays I've seen on the phone. I kind of doubt they're really gonna make it look that much better between the 23 Ultra, 24 Ultra. Beautiful displays. It just don't get as bright, peak brightness as the new 24 Ultra does. But like I said, it ain't worth the 740. Just have a little bit brighter display. So, it's anybody's decision what they want to do. Yes, this will not be getting the 7 years of updates. Okay, that's only for the new 24 series of Galaxy phones. This one came out with Android version 12. It will go up to Android 15, which will be out at the end of this year, 2024, and it is going to get another year of security patches. So maybe they'll do something actually different and better with a 25 Ultra, maybe. To me, there's just not enough there from what I've seen on the website to justify trading in my paid off 22 Ultra and paying $740 for a phone with just a few minor bump ups and a few differences and a few changes here and there. I don't think it's worth it. If they would actually do something different, maybe. But when it's basically the same phone with bumped up specs, maybe a bit better tweaked camera for better photos or whatever, a flat display, and just a few other little odds and ends, does it mount up to 740? Worth? No, it don't. So that's why I'm not trading. Because this phone right here works just fine. I'm satisfied with it. It works great. I would recommend this phone as well right now in 2024. I'd recommend it if you can get it for a good price. I wouldn't pay an arm and a leg for it. If somebody wants to price gouge for it, don't buy it. But if you can get a phone for a really good deal, if you don't mind pre-owned or refurbished or something like that, and get it for like maybe $400 or $500, I would take this any day than paying $1,300. Unless you just gotta have the latest and greatest. If you want to save some money, I can still recommend this phone because it still works and still works great, and it does everything I want it to do when I want it to do it, and doesn't complain about it. So, that's all I want to say about it. Not upgrading. I considered it. Waiting for the OnePlus 12. That's probably going to be a better upgrade anyway. Just my personal opinion. But anyway, I'm out of here. What do y'all think? Do y'all agree with me? Do y'all think that it's worth spending that extra $600, $700, depending on what phone you're trading in? Let me know down below in the comment section. I'd like to hear from you. And if you're new around here and not a subscriber, please consider subscribing and hit that bell for all push notifications when I release new videos. I got a lot of stuff coming up soon, and I would really appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.